On the west coast of British Columbia, Canada, located in the Great Bear Rainforest, we visited the Knight Inlet. Knight Inlet has a worldwide reputation as one of the best grizzly bear viewing locations. Step into the seaplane and watch grizzlies with us. There are no roads, and Knight Inlet Lodge can only be reached by seaplane or by boat. We flew by seaplane from Campbell River on Vancouver Island in less than half an hour to Knight Inlet Lodge in Glendale Cove. After takeoff, the friendly drone of the seaplane overhead is a nearly constant companion. Vancouver Island Air has 2 seaplanes, and the average age is well over half a century. In Africa, we regularly flew in a Cessna, so we were used to small planes. We flew over the temperate rainforest-covered islands. The weather was good and the view from the plane was fantastic. We saw extensive areas where the trees were cut. Canada is the world's second largest softwood producer. In the middle of the wilderness of the Coast Mountains, 60 kilometers from the mouth of Knight Inlet, we land, for the first time in our lives, on the water. Here, in the sheltered Glendale Cove, lies the floating Knight Inlet Lodge. The Glendale Cove estuary is not only a great place to see grizzly bears, but it's also very beautiful. As the longest fjord on the BC coast, Knight Inlet offers visitors spectacular scenery, set against a backdrop of dramatic mountain peaks, plunging into the Pacific Ocean.
You notice this water over here is a bit of a turquoisey color. That's from glacial silt. So Knight Inlet is a fjord, right? So it was carved out by a glacier in the last ice age.
We've actually opened the stands earlier than normal.
At the end of August, millions of pink Pacific salmon swim up the rivers to shed their spawn. The salmon showed up 2 weeks earlier, and then all bears go to the rivers to catch salmon, and you will rarely see them along the coast. So after lunch we sailed across Glen Cove and drove via old logging roads to a viewing platform, Finger Stand, that was only open from today. Here were 2 platforms connected by a raised gangway. At the first one we immediately saw a mother grizzly with 3 cubs at close proximity, all 3 hiding under the ever-cautious mother. And over there another grizzly. Wow! A quick shot and then we walked to our platform. The second one, for our 2-hour watch. There the stream was deeper and it was full of pink salmon, one of the 5 species of Pacific salmon. It is the smallest and most abundant of the Pacific salmon. Salmon are high in omega-3 fatty acids, a fat with many health benefits. We ate a lot of them during our trip through Western Canada. These salmon cannot really swim further, because not enough rainwater is coming down yet. The bears, Only grizzlies here, don't mind, and fish. They do this by jumping up and hitting the water with both legs, sometimes hitting it, but many times failing. They also walk through the shallows after a stunned or injured fish. They also check where the fish is on the water before they strike. A male grizzly had developed a curious habit of swimming underwater to try to catch a salmon. He did succeed. Once they get hold of one, they usually eat it right away. Some go into the woods to prevent another bear from taking the fish. Their mouths are covered with blood. They eat about 40 a day, up to 600 in total, to gain strength before hibernation. When the bears come to the surface, they shake the water out of their fur, just like a dog. They frolic among themselves, but also growl at each other. "You are in my fishing water, go!" More modders with little ones arrived, but they were already a bit larger and were called yieldings instead of cubs. The mother does not give the caught fish, but they take it while the mother allows it. The 2 hours here passed way too quickly. With the little ones included, we counted 21 bears. After lunch, we went to Trail 6. We had heard mixed stories about this location. A couple of Dutchmen had sat here for 2 hours, alone, staring at trees, but others had seen something. We were lucky. When we arrived, almost immediately a bear came up and ran away just as quickly. It got even better. We saw another mother with 2 little ones. And a bear who walked just below our booth and looked at us. So a total of 10 bears on this spot. With our guide Tres, we went in a skiff into the estuary. The tide was quite low, so we didn't get very far. Tres then steps into the water and leads the boat through the shallow water. We saw a belted kingfisher, bald eagle, Canadian geese. The latter do not rise quickly and can therefore be caught by a wolf. It can be a place of immense silence, in the calm of the temperate rainforest. We went into Night Inlet with a slightly larger speedboat. We all wore waterproof jackets and rain pants, but we had a tailwind and it stayed nice and dry. We had a nice view over the inlet and the mountains, the peaks of which still contain snow. The Night Inlet area is a true West Coast adventure, with great towering mountains rising straight out of the sea.
So these are other inlets. Well, that's an inlet, that's a channel.
We came to a place where quite a bit of the mountain fell 500 years ago. This would have created a tidal wave 6 meters high and a kilometer long that completely wiped out an Indian village on the other side of the inlet. A trekking tour with Tres. We walked 2 very short stretches in the forest and were given an explanation of why barbed wire is strong for the bears.
Takes out some of their hair, they actually like it.
A photo trap, bear poo, bear hair and nursing trees.
So in the spring, when the big males come down, or when the males come out, they'll use these for trying to attract a mate. and then they'll just kind of stay in the area here.
With a total of 50 grizzly bears sighted, we found Knight Inlet to be a unique, once-in-a-lifetime experience. If you like this video, subscribe to our channel and watch the next video.
Dream
Explore and
and travel with us.